Well, the Trump administration has called the Supreme Court decision a substantial victory for the safety and security of the American people. Well, let's talk more about this with Alan Orr from the American Immigration Lawyers Association. Alan, thanks very much for joining us here on the program. It's the government's third attempt. Jeff Sessions has ruled it as a substantial victory. Is this a breakthrough?
I don't see it as a breakthrough at all because it really wasn't a legal opinion. You did not get a legal opinion from the Supreme Court on the underlying facts and legal holdings of the case. And also, we all need to keep in the back of our minds that our president has tweeted a lot of things about Muslims between the time this case has started happening. And so this week in Washington State and in Virginia, there will be a lot of facts to sort of add flavor to those individuals that say this is a Muslim ban.
Is this a more watered-down version, though, from his original one in January?
I don't see it. I mean, anytime that you prohibit a whole country of individuals, and with the exclusion of North Korea and some of the Venezuelan officials, it's a bad thing. So I don't think it's watered down at all. And right now it's in full effect, which means that even people who have a bona fide relationship to Americans aren't able to come to this country. So once again, we're back in the chaos we were before, where people might be out of the United States and might not be able to re-enter to continue their jobs, to visit their family, or whatever that's needed. So I think that this is a pretty harsh ruling from the Supreme Court.
It's interesting that you've raised the tweets or the retweets that the anti-Muslim videos he retweeted just last week. He and his administration have denied the ban is discriminatory, but as you say, many are arguing that it undercuts that whole argument.
Yes, consistently since that time, including the accidents that happened in New York City, he has tweeted more and said more that sort of adds flavor that there is this consistent sort of holding against these Middle Eastern and North African countries that is specific to Muslims and nowhere else. And even when they revised the ban, adding North Korea, which many North Koreans aren't coming to the United States anyway, so that's a non-issue. And then Venezuela, and it's a very limited hold only to officials there, it still has the same flavor of being a Muslim ban.
I was in the US in January when the initial one was put in place. There was absolute chaos at airports and you know, people were out in the streets protesting. Are we likely to see anything like that this time?
Absolutely. I mean, the airlines are already saying, where does this put us now? Because people already have tickets that were bought in advance to come to the United States. What does this mean? What kind of vetting needs to occur? And can I or can I not go? Companies, people who are going to have meetings here, universities that were going to have officials come and present. That's the disarray that happened before and now exists, and we don't know really when that's going to end. I think the thing for my side, what we're sort of hearing from the Supreme Court is that we really would like a decision on the legal facts, and that's capable of happening pretty quickly, and the Supreme Court said, please do this expeditiously, which sort of leads me to believe there's enough fodder out there to sort of support the position that these are Muslim bans, and that the Ninth Circuit, and also here in Virginia, that the court should be able to reach a decision pretty quickly that what the decision is.
So exactly what happens now? What are you proposing?
So we're waiting. So Wednesday we're going to have oral arguments in Washington State. So we're going to listen to the oral arguments and see what's sort of said. So we're just listening to see what will be addressed on the facts and the legal backing. So it's really now really up to what the court sort of finds and what is presented before the court in the briefings that will happen. So Wednesday will be Seattle, which is the one that will be watched first and is going to be broadcast everywhere. And then also here in Virginia, which will be sort of after that sort of case, to sort of see what exactly facts are presented and how each party moves forward to sort of see if this is considered a Muslim ban or not. The consideration for this is, though, that there have been these constant revampings of the travel ban, with the court's urging, so sort of saying, well, maybe I didn't get it right in the first place. In addition to that, when the original travel ban went into effect, there was supposed to be this 90-day period to review the policies of these countries. So why doesn't that happen? Why is this report that was supposed to be presented to us that says the exact reason why this ban is needed? I haven't seen it.
Well, as you say, we'll have to wait and see what happens tomorrow. That's Wednesday. Alan Orr, thanks very much for joining us here on the program.